Welcome everybody, my name is François Latarte and this is my channel JDRD30, a channel about tabletop role-playing games. Today, question 28 of the RPG A Day 2015 series of questions. Today this is my favorite game that I no longer play. Well, I have a quite clear answer about that. It was a game that I really loved when it came out and I've played it. I really got into that game, into the hype surrounding that game. And that game is Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition. And I want to precise here, no 3.5 and no Pathfinder. Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition as it is. Sometimes I feel like that I'm the only person on earth that still likes 3.0 as it was. I want to put you in context around here, just why 3.0 and not after. And okay, in the 90s, I wasn't a fan of the 2nd edition. Back then I was thinking that this game was just too chaotic, and I was looking for more simple and logical game system, in my opinion. So yeah, I was already a fan of BRP and the D6 system. It dates back from the 90s, my love of the D6 system and basic role-playing. But there's always that little something about Dungeons and Dragons that made me want to get involved into it or run it. Before 3rd edition, for me, Dungeons and Dragons, if I wanted to run Dungeons and Dragons as a game master, this was the book I was using, because it's very simple, it's less chaotic than 2nd edition. Well, that's what I think, but it was my thought back then. My thought has changed. I have a better view of the 2nd edition today than I was back then. But back then, if I wanted to run Dungeons and Dragons, it was that book, the Sub-Rule Cyclopedia. When 3rd edition was announced and when they were revealing how it would work, I was very excited about that. It looked like more the kind of game I was looking for, with a skill system that was coherent, and they have fixed lots of stuff when 3rd edition came out. And when it came out, I was very excited by that. I've bought the book, I've read it, reread it. I've bought the old trilogy. The Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, Monster Manual, and I was really into it. I was running that game, I was promoting that game. I really was into 3rd edition. And I think that when I look at those books, I have lots of nostalgia around it. I would still want to run 3rd edition as it is, and I'm not interested in 3.5 or Pathfinder. I've tried Pathfinder, and lots of people, and yeah, I understand their point about that, but are saying that Pathfinder or 3.5 fixed problems that were into that. Personally, that game doesn't have that much problems, because this game for me is what I was appreciating from the 3rd edition. It was a toolbox, and as if you were an aware game master of your table, you were able to take the toolbox and modify it to your needs. And the proof was there with the D20 system license, that many publishers got into publishing stuff for the D20 system. It was very exciting to get into a store. At the same time, we knew that it was maybe not healthy for variety, but at the same time, Dungeons and Dragons was made available for everyone to do something with it and publish. And so the toolbox was used by many publishers, many experiments were made. Of course, this game is far from perfect, but it was well made enough to give a good adventure under your table. That's what I have to say. And when 3.5 came out, I wasn't that happy, because for me there was no need to improve that. Okay, and when from the little I know for 3.5, is that what they have fixed removed the freedom of the toolbox in a sense for me. Okay, it's just my opinion, but that's how I see it. And Pathfinder, it's even more than that. Yes, Pathfinder is a well-oiled version of the D20 system, but at the same time, I've tried Pathfinder a lot, and I've been a player in a couple of games, and it doesn't add the same freedom feel that you had in that. This was more like a toolbox, like second edition was, like first edition was, like now fifth edition is. It was more like a toolbox. Okay, it's a complicated game. It's the most crunchy game I have ever run in my life. And yes, back then I had lots of time that I could put into running such a game, but I enjoyed it a lot. The grappling rules weren't bothering me at all. I knew them, from my fingertips. I've read it so much. I was always ready to run a game and everything could happen because I knew that game how it worked. And yeah, 3.0 for me still rules. Maybe someday if I want to run something, it may be that. Maybe I will come back to 3.0 as it is. And yeah, no 3.5 stuff, no Pathfinder stuff. 3.0, the toolbox as I see it, and lots of joy around the table. What else do I have to say? Yeah, we're getting to the end of the series of questions, but there's still time if you want to participate. Autocratik's link is below. My name is François Letarte, and up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.